as Peru. It's a simple clue between us and imposters. We hop in the...
Brought to you by Sprite. It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with the legendary Shaquille O'Neal. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll see the Charlotte Hornets playing against the Miami Heat. You take a look at the Heat. In comparison to where they were record-wise at this point last season, it seems they've taken a step backwards. They're trying to make up that ground. Shaq, it's still early in the season. We see some players who come out of the gates really strong, others who tend to take it up a notch as the season wears on. What was your approach?
Well, early playing for 20 years, it was a little bit of both. A lot of seasons we came hot out of the gates. None of those years did we win the championships. When we played our way into a rhythm, that was when we had a lot of championship success.
Was it amusing at all to you sometimes to hear people on TV say, oh, wow, it's a slow start for Shaquille O'Neal, or what's up with Shaquille O'Neal, and you knew all along what you had in the tank?
Well, it was amusing to hear you say it, Ernie. I thought we were friends. But thank you for the motivation. I appreciate it.
Well, it was amusing to say it, too. I just didn't know you were listening. That's good to know. Now, let's get down to Kevin Harlan.
Everyone is in their seat and buckled in at the American Airlines Arena as the Heat look to grab a win here in Miami. For the Miami Heat, they are coming off a good outing against the Magic in Orlando.
And a very confident performance offensively, I think, guys, is really how this team clicks. I mean, when they're communicating and executing, sharing the ball, they're tough to beat.
And, Steve, you got to love that kind of performance on the road. I mean, to be a great team in the NBA, you have to be able to have that kind of performance in the other team's building. Really solid.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. On the floor for Charlotte, Walker runs the point with Stevenson flanking him. Al Jefferson out there with Marvin Williams. And it's Henderson in at the 3 slot. Now here's Henderson. Right now averaging 5 points a game. The offensive rebound, Williams. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Boy, where was the box out? Too easy on that second chance opportunity.
Yeah, no box out is what happened there. Those kind of mistakes on the glass will kill a team.
Williams against Williams. He kicks to Bosch. 7-foot shot, offensive rebound, and he uses the glass on the layup. Bosch has got his second bucket.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback. Chris Bosh, in some ways, has been the overlooked, underrated member of the Big Three in Miami, but extremely valuable. A nice complementary scorer and understated defensively. But with LeBron gone now, he becomes more of a focal point offensively.
Jefferson missing again. The Heat have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Cole, the pass to Ennis. The feed to Bosh. Heat moving the ball around. Ennis dishes to Cole. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That drops. Cole's got his first points of the game. And Chris Bosh posted up a lot more, it seemed, to Clark in Toronto and Miami. He'll become primarily a face-up threat.
And I think that's where he's most comfortable, Kevin. More of a slender build. He takes advantage of his quickness more than his strength, so facing up is really where he's been most effective.
Here's Walker, following the score by Miami. And it's good, with time running down on the shot clock. Walker's got his first bucket of the night. For Miami, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Granger, and it's Miami with another.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Hornets trail by 4. Outside, Walker. And Stevenson kicks to Walker. Pass to Jefferson. Feeds away. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
That was a beautiful fadeaway. Knocked it down with the defender right in his grill.
Here's Cole. Right now averaging 7 points a game. The drive by Granger. Uses the glass to finish the lane. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in.
Well, what better way to retire the Bobcats name than to go out and make the playoffs for only the second time under that nickname. Good job by Charlotte last year, and now it's back to being the Hornets.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, I spoke briefly with Eric Spoelstra. He's been chewing over the best plan of attack against this defense with all that shot blocking inside. He said the big thing is we can't play hero ball. We've got to be unselfish, trust our offense. Kevin, we'll see if they can turn the tables this time around and even the season series. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Doris. I think it's the one thing we were talking about before the broadcast. The defense they're facing always seems to be in a lockdown mode.
Yeah, that's their identity, Kevin, and there's kind of an intimidation factor involved here. They've gained their reputation as a defensive club for a reason. They're tough.
Yeah, they really are tough, and they also do a good job of making you uncomfortable and frustrating you a little bit. So you got to keep your poise when you're facing a team as good as this one is defensively.
And that one's good by Henderson. 58 seconds left to play in the first. Here's Napier. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Orlando. The dish to Chalmers. And has him kicks to Granger. 6 on the shot clock. With the floater, it's blocked. Neal passes to Zeller. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. There's 31 seconds left in the first. Napier kicks to Granger. Anderson against Maxiel. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Jason Maxiel. That's his first personal foul.
The Heat shooting their first free throws here tonight.
And as a team, they're shooting about 75% on the year.
The first one falls, and Miami making a change here. Dawkins checked in. Hairston, he's checked in for Charlotte. And both free throws good for Anderson. Hornets trail by 7. Here's Roberts. Pass to Hairston. Maxiel with the screen on Dawkins. Here's Neal. Misses off the right iron. Here's Chalmers. No good. There's the buzzer, and not much scoring at all through the first quarter of play. It's the Heat leading by 7. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And let's quickly break down the game we've been seeing from the Heat, guys.
Just the start they wanted to this game. Solid offense. They got good ball movement. Established a nice rhythm.
Yeah, not stagnant at all. Free-flowing and fluid at the offensive end.
Here's Neal. 17 points for him last game against Orlando. So on the floor for Charlotte to start this second quarter. They've got Jason Maxiel. Zeller is out there with Hairston. And there's Brian Roberts. And it's Neal in at the 2 spot. Here's Roberts. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Shot clock at 5. Fires from the line. And it's Haslam with the rebound. There were a lot of great things Steve accomplished last year by the Heat, both on offense and defense, but at times people would overlook that defense.
Well, they played tremendous defense. I mean, maybe not as consistently as they have in the past, but, you know, to be as good as they were, you have to be great defensively. And I think sometimes that goes underappreciated.
Here's Neal, and he finishes the break with a lay-in. Neal's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Hornets. The Heat leading by 5. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Here's Napier. Missed inside.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Here's Roberts. And Neal kicks to Roberts. Passes it to Hairston. Connects from three-point range.
You know, the numbers don't really jump out at you, pop at you regarding the Heat's defense last year. But, you know, sometimes it's not necessarily what you do, but when you do it. And the Heat were pretty good at getting big stops when they needed to.
And a new group in for the Heat. Chris Bosh is checked in for Anderson. Williams comes in for Udonis Haslem. Danny Granger, he's checked in for Dawkins. And it's Norris Cole in for Napier. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second.
Well, a lot of the Heat's numbers might be skewed because they played a lot of high-scoring games at a high tempo. But when you have the athletic talent that they have, you better believe they're tough defensively. Well, the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the 10 for the layup.
Outside, Walker. There's the pick. The pass to Stevenson. Bosh against Jefferson. And Charlotte again with the bucket.
Tough assignment for that defender with the size mismatch we're seeing.
Yeah, I just don't think he's big enough to handle it.
Bosh, that's the pick for Chalmers. Shoots from the baseline. Good on the jump shot. Chalmers has got his first points of the night.
And they have to mix it up defensively. That was just too easy.
Now here's Walker. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Orlando.
And what an extraordinary display of passing in that game, too, Kevin. He was making all the right decisions offensively.
And this he's checked in for Mario Chalmers.
Marvin Williams, the former number 2 pick out of North Carolina back in 2005, now in his 10th season in the NBA.
And Williams never a star, but he is a quality defender and able to space the floor.
You know, you got to take him for what he is, and that's really a solid rotation player throughout his career. Kevin, there are only 25 to 30 all-star caliber players in the league, maybe 35. After that, everybody else is a role player, and you have to understand it and embrace it and accept it.
5 on the clock. The drive by Bosh. That's good.
You know, that's one way he can finish, but not the only way. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Well, he shoots the ball with a lot of confidence from the line. He's very comfortable there, 84% on the season.
And, guys, that's an increase in his free throw percentage from last year. Maybe not a large one, but it is a little bit higher, so you've got to like that progress.
Charlotte calls timeout. And as with any timeout at this point of the game, important to go over the strategies that are working and those that are needed in terms of adjustments. And, of course, the opportunity, guys, to get hydrated with Gatorade before coming back out of the floor. We've seen some good action so far, and there's more of it to come.
Yeah, this game has been physical. It's been fast. It's been high-paced. So anytime you're in a situation like this where it's really a hard-fought game, critical to keep yourself hydrated throughout.
Now here's Walker. We've got 1:55 left to play here in the half. Stevenson can't hit.
Boy, I'm shocked he didn't make that one. He usually knocks that one down with ease.
That's good, and the Heat lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Jefferson.
And he's starting to pick things up here after a tough first quarter. Well, if you remember early in Eric Spoelstra's coaching career, he was new and the big 3 were assembled. There were some people questioning Spoelstra's command, maybe even within the team. Those questions are long gone now. He has become an excellent head coach.
That's what they're hanging their hat on today, fellas. Hard-nosed, smash-mouth play down on the low block.
To me, that's the key to any game. Who can win the battle in the paint? And right now, they've got it going.
Here's Cole. Right now averaging 7 points a game. Ennis dishes to Bosch. 6 to shoot. Ennis misses.
I thought he rushed it a little bit, guys, because he had a clean look. He just lost his focus.
Henderson passes to Jefferson. Outside, Walker. Jefferson setting the pick for Walker. Feeds to Stevenson. Again, the Hornets score.
Seems like they're on their heels every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse.
Here's Cole. Bosch, a screen on Walker. Dishes it to Williams. He feeds it to Bosch. Lets it go from 14. Jump shot is good that time. Bosch has got 11 points.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Outside, Walker. He dishes it to Henderson. Back to Walker. Shot from 12. And Charlotte again with the bucket. Got it up. Shot is off. It's all tied in Miami. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, I've got Coach Eric Spoelstra here with me. And, Coach, what are the things you're seeing so far in this game that you'd like to change going forward?
It starts with getting some stops. We've got to play off some misses, and we can't let them force us into 1 or 0 pass possessions. We've got to move the ball when we're in the half court, help each other with that, but we'd like to get some more in the open.
Eric, thank you so much. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of quarter number 3. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. You look at Chris Bosch in this game, I mean, he's been everywhere.
I like that he didn't force anything in that first half. His decision-making was really flawless.
That being the case, Steve, I think they want him to be more assertive in the second half. Look to take more shots. Be a little more shot hungry, even the tough ones.
Williams is out there with Chris Bosch. Then it's Norris Cole. Then it's Ennis. And it's Granger in at the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Miami.
Well, a breakthrough season for Lance Stevenson, former second-round pick out of Cincinnati. He was an all-star candidate. Did not make it, but was really close. Improved in just about every category as well.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, after LeBron James left, many assumed that Chris Bosch would follow suit and head to Houston. But Bosch said his heart was in Miami, and he signed a 5-year max extension to remain with the Heat. Bosch said he harbors no bitterness towards LeBron and still feels the Heat have the infrastructure to compete for a title. We'll see, gentlemen.
Championship organization, Doris, but some work ahead of them, certainly. Thanks.
And Lance Stevenson was one of the most improved players in the league last year, certainly worthy of all-star consideration. He upped his rate of scoring, assists, rebounding. He was fantastic as a rebounding guard. At 6'5", 230 pounds, he knows how to use that frame to get to the glass. He's gotten to the line much more recently, shooting a better percentage from the field. He clearly is one of the up-and-coming players in the league.
Here's Cole. Kicks it to Ennis. 5 to shoot. Bosch can't get it to go. And for Stevenson, you look at his career numbers, Steve, he's dramatically improved his field goal and three-point percentages pretty much every season.
Yeah, he just has a great love for the game, Kevin. A flair for the dramatic on the court, but most importantly, the dedication to strive for greatness.
You know, back in college, Kemba Walker led UConn to the 2011 NCAA championship and was the Final Four most outstanding player that season. Nice to see a winner like him back in the playoffs last season.
And guys, Walker far and away the leading scorer for UConn in their title run. Last season, second on the Cats in scoring after Al Jefferson. Steve, can he be a distributor as well, do you think?
I think so. You know, he's not an elite playmaker, but for this team, he's needed as a scorer. So he has to find that balance. He's certainly capable of making plays for others.
Kemba Walker hits them both.
A new look lineup for the Miami Heat this season. The big three of LeBron, Wade, and Bosh is no more. Certainly not what the fans hope for, but we'll see what this team can achieve this season with the new group. They'll be energized a bit. Obviously, they'll miss the brilliance of LeBron, but they'll be hungry to prove they can still get it done.
Now here's Walker, following the miss by Chris Bosh. And Williams, here we go. That gives them the lead. Williams has got his third bucket of the night. Heat have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. And for Miami, it wasn't a matter of money or anything. It just seemed that LeBron had accomplished, maybe in his own mind, everything he wanted to.
And they did accomplish a tremendous amount. I mean, 4 trips to the finals consecutively. They won 2 of them. 2 NBA titles, but this is still a very good team with Wade, Bosh, and now Luol Deng leading the charge.
Charlotte calls timeout.
Danny Granger dealing with injuries over the last few seasons. His shooting percentages have waned, but we know what a clutch scorer he can be when he's right. Now feeling better, we're seeing some of that spring in his step.
And a new group getting ready for Miami. Chris Anderson has checked in for Bosh. Haslam comes in for Williams. Mario Chalmers, he's checked in for Ennis. And it's Napier in for Norris Cole. And then for Charlotte, Jason Maxiel's checked in for Jefferson. Zeller comes in for Marvin Williams. And Gary Neal subbed in for Gerald Henderson. Now here's Stevenson, averaging 10 points per contest. And it's Maxiel, no good. And Granger 6'9" with a 7'2" arm span, a quick release too on that jumper.
He can be streaky, but he's a player who at one time, Kevin, averaged 26 points a game, and he can get his shot off in a hurry. You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers, and theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
Here's Neal, averaging 12 points a game. And Walker kicks to Stevenson. Maxiel sets a screen for Stevenson. And Maxiel has it in the corner. Walker dishes to Neal. Charlotte needs to get a shot. They get it back. Zeller. And there's the bucket. Stand with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Zeller's got his first basket.
Rebounds are split just about down the middle in this game, Clark.
I'd venture to guess whichever team is able to maintain that energy level on the glass will have the upper hand the rest of the way.
Here's Napier. Pulls it up. And they will call over the back on the play.
Well, that's an aggressive play, trying to get that rebound. Maybe a little too aggressive.
And it was totally unnecessary, Steve. He was in no position to get to that ball. He should have just conceded.
Dawkins checked in for the Heat. The Hornets also changing it up. Hairston, he's checked in for Lance Stevenson. And Brian Roberts subbed in for Walker. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Screen by Maxiel. Pass to Hairston. From the arc. That is good. Hairston's got 6.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Now, here's Chalmers, averaging 14 points a game. And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
A chance to check out some of the stats on Mario Chalmers. How this year is going for him. He's averaging about 14 points a game, 4 assists and 2 rebounds. And he's really been pulling his weight. I mean, we're finding his name in a lot of different columns in their box scores.
Yeah, and that's what they're looking for from him, Steve. He doesn't have to be the star, just somebody with solid contributions across a wide range of areas.
Here's Neal. 52 seconds left in the third quarter. Off target from the baseline. Pass to Dawkins. And Haslam kicks to Chalmers. Passes to Napier. Back to Chalmers. There's the pass to Dawkins. Just 5 to shoot. Heat moving the ball around. With the shot. And again, it's the Heat missing.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
You cannot afford to make mistakes like that here in a tight game. Well, good idea setting that screen, but the execution wasn't there.
No, it sure wasn't. I mean, you want it to be hard, but it also has to be legal.
The Heat have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Here's Napier. To the middle. It's deflected. Taken away by Williams. Here's Hairston. Hammers it in after taking it the length of the floor.
And the defense just lets him go there.
And once he hit the open floor, there was no looking back. Straight to the rack.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Hornets lead by 3. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
How about the creativity? Got terrific vision to pick out that pass and set up the basket.
Some serious creativity. The Heat trail by 3, and Charlotte looking at who they've got. Walker runs the point with Stevenson flanking him. Harvey Williams is out there with Jefferson, and it's Henderson in at the small forward position. Here's Cole to the wing on the left. Pocket 6. Now here's Ennis. Henderson defending. Bosch, that's good.
Well, he's clearly feeling it, Clark, coming off that fantastic game last time out.
And here's Walker. On the wing, Williams. He kicks to Henderson. The feed to Stevenson. There's the dish to Jefferson. Second shot opportunity, and Williams leaves it in. Williams has got the lead up to 3 now for the Hornets.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside. What's the throw down there?
Man, talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Still, I mean, startling that he'd even try that right now.
Charlotte calls timeout. Clark, Charlotte for so long had been the team to beat up on in the East, but they turned the tides on everyone last season.
And, you know, sometimes you can expect a team to turn it around if they have an injury or two the year prior, but Charlotte, I think, took a lot of teams by surprise last year.
Danny Granger, he's checked in for Miami. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hey, guys, I got a chance to hear what Steve Clifford was saying to his team. He gave his guys the green light to keep firing from downtown, telling them, listen, I like the work you're doing out there. Keep finding those gaps on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots.
On the topic of Charlotte, they brought in a lot of talent, and it was really a difference maker for them. You could tell early on they were a different team last year.
Well, I tell you what, the talent in Charlotte is one thing, and it has improved, but they also played a much more aggressive brand of basketball. I thought they did a nice job attacking the basket, and because they attacked, as much as they did. They drew a lot of fouls, and I think that's one of the reasons they moved up in the standings in the Eastern Conference.
He's perfect from the line this time.
Al Jefferson, 6'10", over 280 pounds, and he's got a 9'2" standing reach. He's got the size to play center, but hasn't always been a great defender at that position. I thought Charlotte really put him in a good position last year, however, with their scheme, and he was very effective.
Shot clock at 6. Bosch passes to Ennis. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
Man, where's the defense? I mean, this has been pathetic at both ends.
Yeah, it has been pathetic defensively, but it's been exciting from an offensive standpoint. But if you like defense, then neither one of these teams deserves to win.
And he gets the bucket. And Al Jefferson, not the fleetest of foot, but a good nose for the ball.
You know, he's always been a terrific rebounder, and I've said before that rebounding isn't about how high you jump. It's about how physical you are and how hungry you are to get after the ball and timing and position. And he's actually improved defensively, too.
Bosch, a screen on Walker. Here's Cole to tie it up. And Lance Stevenson pulls it down. Outside, Walker. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Feeds it to Jefferson. Outside Jefferson. Can't hit the turnaround jumper.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Cole dishes to Ennis. Bosch against Jefferson. Kicks to Cole. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
That's his first personal foul. Nice Cole. 2.
Gets the first, and that brings them within 2.
So far in the game for Cole, he's got 8 points and 4 assists.
And both free throws good for Cole. Charlotte calls timeout. They're in front by 1. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. Jefferson setting the pick for Walker. Dishes to Henderson. He's looking for Williams and finds him. Unloads from 13, and he gets the bucket. Williams has got the lead up to 3 now for the Hornets.
Well, this is what happens when he gets on a roll. You are not going to see a better rhythm shooter than him.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They're behind by 3. There's 1:40 left to play here in the fourth. The Heat making a switch here. Chalmers is checked in. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Here's Bosch. Miami no good on that time either.
Well, as far as jump shots go, that's as high percentage as it gets.
I'm not sure how that didn't go down.
Stevenson kicks to Walker. Back to Stevenson. Walker is screen on Bosch. Misses off the left iron.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Chalmers, again the miss by the Heat.
Well, I like the defense there. Right up in his grill, didn't give him a chance.
Henderson passes to Jefferson. That one goes. Count it. And the Hornets lead by 5.
And this game has really heated up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, there's always room for more offense, Steve. You know that.
Bosch double team. Now Chalmers. Shot clock at 6. Granger drives in. It's in! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3. Huge shot there, and the crowd, Clark, knows it.
Complete euphoria there, Kevin. They're going crazy.
You talk about some happy people, man. These fans are fired up.
Stevenson outside. He feeds it to Jefferson. The high post shot. Count it!
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They're trailing by 5. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Chalmers dishes to Granger. Granger right side. It's in! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you got to freeze the clock. I mean, that's the enemy in this situation.
A few misses at the line, and they're in good shape.
.17 seconds left in the game. And an intentional foul right there. First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
Outstanding work at the foul line to make this a 2-possession game.
16 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Latray. It's rebounded by Stevenson. And that's an intentional foul.
James Ennis. That's his third personal foul. 4th team foul. Shooting for Charlotte. Lance Stevenson.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. For 3, Williams can't hit. And so it's Charlotte with the win. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.
Well said. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Gerald, a win that certainly got to feel good with the way the team just kept grinding away. What is it about this team that enabled you to come away with the win?
We got a lot of fight. We got a lot of fight. You know, we had a little lull there, but we just came together and got sharp on offense and defense and got it done.
Competitive spirit. We love to watch it, Gerald. Thank you, guys.
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Marvin Williams.